Thank you very much, Ambassador Mark Dillard, the CDA U.S. Embassy here in Kenya, Ambassador Christopher Kirigwa, the Deputy Chief of Mission at the Kenyan Embassy in Washington, D.C., and also very experienced in public and private investment, Mr. Maxwell Okello, the CEO of the American Chamber of Commerce in Kenya, and also the PS in charge of Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, Mr. Jacobs Fikirini, Mr. Nicholas Wenstock, President of Innovation Studios, Mr. Robert Boyd, the Chief Operating Officer, Perry Studios. At the senior level, I also want to recognize the CEOs of the different agencies of the Kenyan government here present, the creatives and industry stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I want to recognize that this creative forum has been made possible by the long-standing collaboration and historical bilateral relations between Kenya and the United States of America. And because of that enabling environment, then we find an opportunity to invite investments in the creative economy and do much more between Kenya and the United States of America. I'm very pleased to address this landmark gathering that reaffirms our shared vision of transforming Kenya's creative economy into a global powerhouse. This conference is not just a meeting, but is an opportunity to deepen the U.S.-Kenya collaboration, strengthen trade and investment in the creative and sports sectors, and unlock the full potential of our artists, storytellers, and athletes. We are here because we believe in the power of stories that transcend borders, dismantle stereotypes, and drive inclusive growth. Stories that generate jobs, they inspire innovation, preserve our cultural identity, and amplify voices that have long been underrepresented in global platforms. The creative economy here in Kenya is no longer a fringe sector. It is a force for economic transformation, and through this partnership with our friends from the US, we seek to position Kenya not just as a consumer, but as a leading exporter of world-class content and talent. I thank the American Chamber of Commerce, here also represented by Maxwell, for hosting this timely and vital summit, a platform that exemplifies the power of international collaboration and shared ambition. Let me also recognize the presence of our local artists, innovators, storytellers, and entrepreneurs, the heart and soul of our nation's creative economy. Your work inspires not only our people, but the world. Today we are here not merely to discuss art, culture, and creativity, but to talk about growth, jobs, exports, and innovation. The creative economy is no longer a fringe sector. It is a key pillar of our national development, and we have recognized this in the national vision, but also in our medium-term plan number 4. And this becomes a source of youth employment and a powerful force for cultural diplomacy. In Kenya, we have seen firsthand how music, fashion, film, gaming, and digital content are shaping identity, driving technology adoption, and opening global markets. As the government of Kenya, our goal is to achieve the creative economy's contribution from 5% to 10% by this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of Kenya, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is committed to and position Kenya as a continental and global hub for creative excellence. We are implementing a creative economy master plan aligned with Vision 2030 and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. First, we are committed to expediting the passage of the 2024 Creative Economy Bill. This bill and legislation will provide a structured framework for monetization, streamline regulatory hurdles, and unlock private sector financing and tax incentives. It is a pivotal step in anchoring Kenya as a continental leader in creative enterprise. We also recognize that creativity thrives where rights are protected. That is why we are working closely with stakeholders to finalize the intellectual property bill and related policies. These reforms will include institutionalization, organization, increased funding for anti-piracy operations, stricter penalties for infringement, public awareness campaigns, and the integration of digital rights management systems. We must ensure that the gains of our artists are safeguarded in the digital age. To position Kenya as a regional and global film production hub, we are improving logistics and licensing processes to make it easier for international partners, including US companies, to operate here. We are fast-tracking visa and work permit issuance for film crew within 2 to 4 weeks, facilitating equipment clearance, waivers, and reducing bureaucracy in the licensing of film production. Our commitment is further reflected in the studios being constructed under the Affordable Housing Program, which will provide high-quality production sets accessible to both local and international film markets. We are equally investing in deepening creative talent development. Through the Film Empowerment Program, we have disbursed over 90 million shillings, supporting 48 local film projects and generating more than 8,000 direct and indirect jobs. Our capacity building initiatives, including groundbreaking workshops on virtual production, in partnership with Konza Technopolis, which is our special economic zone on technology investments, are equipping young Kenyan filmmakers with the skills needed to compete on a global stage. Ladies and gentlemen, in the realm of sports, we are advancing reforms that will encourage greater participation by both local and US investors. We are amending the Sports Act to allow private companies to register as sports organizations and reviewing registration requirements to enable US investors to serve as club officials. Additionally, we are developing clear revenue sharing models that incentivize private sector investment and establishing a robust framework for public-private partnerships in sports infrastructure development and leasing. As you are aware, Kenya is proudly hosting the Africa Nations Championship in August, alongside our partner states in Uganda and the Republic of Tanzania. This world-class tournament is not only a premier football event, it is a pivotal opportunity to profile Kenya as a top-tier destination for hosting international sporting events. Beyond the thrill of the competition, CHAN presents a defining moment for Kenya's creative sector. Major sporting events are no longer just about the game, they are immersive cultural experiences. So from branding, music, fashion, and digital content to live performances, broadcast production, and stadium design, the creative economy is central to delivering the atmosphere, storytelling, and identity of such global events. This tournament will create significant opportunities for our artists, musicians, designers, filmmakers, content creators, and technical crews to showcase their talent on a continental platform. It is a moment to tell authentic African stories, promote our heritage, generate revenue through merchandising, and leverage digital platforms for global visibility. Our commitment to cultural expression and inclusion remains unwavering. We have supported over 13 national and regional film festivals and continue to back inclusive initiatives such as the Deaf Film Festival, the Women in Film Awards, and projects led by marginalized creatives, including refugee communities. These platforms not only showcase Kenya's cultural richness, but also promote diversity and social inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome investors, creatives, and stakeholders from across the globe to explore the vast opportunities that Kenya's creative economy has to offer. Kenya is open for business. With a youthful population, rich cultural diversity, and a government committed to reform and innovation, the creative sector is ripe for investment and global collaboration. We are equally inspired by the growing interest from global icons like the Recording Academy, the Grammys, represented here by its president, Mr. Panos. The presence of the Academy in this conversation signals a powerful shift, one where African sounds, voices, and stories are no longer peripheral, but central to the global music and entertainment industry. We look forward to deepening our engagement with the Recording Academy to empower Kenyan musicians and producers, strengthen copyright protection, and position Kenya as a leading source of original and export-ready music. Our partnership with Invention Studios, which has already yielded 5 global developed films, stands as a beacon of what is possible where creative talent is matched with visionary investment. Together, we are nurturing a generation of Kenyan screenwriters who are now telling bold, global relevant stories. To all investors present here today, whether you are in music, film, fashion, gaming, animation, or digital content, Kenya offers you a dynamic ecosystem powered by youth, policy reform, and an unshakable creative spirit. The message is clear. Kenya is ready. Kenya is rising. Kenya is your next creative frontier. In conclusion, I want to emphasize that this is the decade of African creativity. The potential of our creative industries powered by youth, technology, and partnership is vast, and therefore the US-Kenya partnership stands at the heart of this transformation. Together, we can build a creative economy that is not only vibrant and competitive, but also inclusive and globally impactful. We welcome all our partners, and we are ready to co-create, co-invest, co-lead this next frontier. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that Kenya provides a lot of diversity. And therefore, for those who are in filmmaking, and particularly in this creative industry, you have a diverse choice of places, of stories that can be very attractive globally. In this country, when you go to the coast, you are in the ocean. When you come here in Nairobi, apart from the national park, but you have another diverse culture, which can be very useful to profile at the global stage. We have very good sceneries in our national parks, in our mountain areas. Our agricultural potential is great. Our lake region provides an opportunity for a completely new experience, and therefore Kenya's story has not been told properly. We would like to urge stakeholders and investors in the creative economy to tell the correct story of our country, which is very positive, which is very transformative, and very progressive. And that is why, as government, we have also identified key areas of investment where we have set out special economic zones. Konza Technopolis, for example, is a special economic zone for technology investment. We also have many other areas which will be shared to you by the colleagues who are here. I can see the CEO, Ken Invest, is here. But basically, Kenya provides a very good menu for diversity in this particular industry. And as government, we are also aware that we need to update our legal framework, our policy resolution, so that we can be in tandem with the new developments in the creative economy sector. So as government, we are very much ready to work with you in this investments area. Of course, in some areas there will be incentives which we can discuss, but I'm looking forward to this conference, which will also provide real practical deals that will be met here. Our local industry players, congratulations for making it to this forum, because this is a forum where you can also find partnership, with international investors, so that you can also build your capacity and expand your investment. So as government, we are delighted. As I have already said, we are developing a creative economy bill, which will be part of the discussion. And our aim is to use this platform to enrich through a lot of input from industry players who have practice and experience in this industry. Otherwise, as Kenya government, we are very proud to have hosted together with the US government the first creative economy forum. And because of the importance of creative economy, we have it as a State Department. That demonstrates the government commitment to inspire this sector. With those many remarks, I want to now declare this Creative Economy Forum officially open, and that the discussions here will yield into real investment. Thank you very much, and God bless you.